The Mind Buzz, now partnered with My Grito
Whoa.
Industries.
Yeah, stop that. Oh, no, just keep going.
This podcast episode.
Oh my,
of The
yeah,
Mind
stop
Buzz
it.
is
It's
brought to you
terrible.
by-
The Mind
I was
Buzz,
just talking to my
now
friend,
partnered
'cause
with My Grito
we're
Industries.
talking about your how is it called? Orchiteria.
This podcast episode of The Mind Buzz is brought to you by House of Chingazos. House of Chingazos is a Latino-owned online store that speaks to Latino culture and Latino experience. I love House of Chingazos because I like t-shirts that fit great and are comfortable to wear. I wear them on the podcast and to the carne asadas. Click the affiliate link in the show description and use promo code TheMindBuzz. That's TheMindBuzz to receive 10% off your entire purchase. The cash saved will go directly to the Mind Buzz podcast to help us do what we do best, and that's bringing you more Mind Buzz content. Click the link in the show description for more. The Mind Buzz is powered by Mind Buzz Media. Mind Buzz Media is an on-site video and audio podcast production company. Have you ever thought about starting your own video and audio podcast? Or do you have an existing podcast that you want to take to the next level? Mind Buzz Media brings a professional podcast studio to you. Visit mindbuzz.org for more.
The Mind Buzz Podcast.
That was weird. Let's get into today's episode. What is up? We are back again for another podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mind Buzz. My name is Gil, and working the 1s, 2s, 7s, and 6 is Amber. What's up, Amber?
Hi. I'm sorry. When it would be like, hi.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Bring the energy.
Sorry. I took like it shouldn't even be categorized as a nap.
It's not. You took like a
I
mini
slept for like 2.5 hours.
mini siesta. I wish I can get
Naps
one of
are
those
what?
in.
15, 30 minutes? That would be categorized
Yeah.
as a nap?
You're practicing for tonight. It was your practice sleep before.
I set an alarm
The
too,
main
and
sleep.
then I reset it
Yeah,
a couple times.
it was pretty loud too because I had my headphones on over here in the living room working on some stuff, and I still heard it. Is that how I am in the morning?
Yeah, but you don't hear it at all. I heard it.
Oh, okay.
You can sleep through it.
I can. I could normally sleep through anything.
That's
But
me.
we're not going to talk about that. Today we have a wonderful guest that we will get into. But first, let's get to My Grito Weekly. Amber, what's going on?
Yeah. So Bad Hombres will be performing at the Sardine in San Pedro on January 13th. Ear Ringers will be performing at the Haven in Pomona on January 19th. 3LH will be at the Tiki Bar in the OC on January 26th. La Rosa Noir will be at the Empty Bottle in Chicago on January 28th. The Paranoias and Profesor Galactico will be performing at the Paramount on January 27th. Rundown Creeps recently released this new music video that you can find on YouTube or the link in their Instagram bio. Also, the Paranoias will be releasing their new music video shortly, so stay tuned for that. And for more details on all of these shows, go to the artist's Instagram page, and don't forget to visit mygrito.net to purchase your vinyl right now.
Boom. There it is. And January 19th, I will be performing live at the Comedy Chateau in the main room. I believe starts at 7:30. Get your tickets. Go to GilBillyDelic on Instagram. Click the link and use promo code GILL, and that's Gil. So, performing live, North Hollywood, Comedy Chateau. Come and hang out. We got a lot of great comics.
Yeah.
There we go. Cool.
Awesome.
And without further ado, let's get into today's special guest of the evening, Super Steve Flores. What is up, sir?
You guys seem like nappers. Did you nap as a kid?
Oh, a little bit, yeah.
I never got into naps, bro.
No?
Never.
Really?
Yeah. Like, we never napped at my house. I would go to, like, Billy's house next door. Like, hey, is Billy there? He's napping.
Yeah.
Napping?
What is that?
What the fuck naps?
I didn't get into napping probably when I first got my office job. When I got my first office
but
job.
as a kid, you didn't nap?
No.
Oh, okay, yeah. To me, it was weird. Like, I think it was more like your parents wanted to get you out of their hair, so they're like,
Right.
hey, go take a nap.
Right. As a kid, I think because there were so many people in the house, like there was nowhere to nap.
Yeah.
There was nowhere to nap because some uncle would be on some couch or somebody would be in my bed.
Somebody else would be napping.
Exactly.
So you're like, well,
I was like, I'm waiting for my turn, but my turn came at like 10 at night. Yeah.
10 at night even.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, there's too many people. And plus it was loud too. Like how was I going to be able to nap during the day, right? Because naps are during the day.
Yeah. I can sleep with noise. I can sleep with noise.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, me too.
I can. And yeah, I can sleep after a coffee too.
Mm.
Like drink a coffee, go to bed, I'm on it.
Have you always been like that?
Yeah.
I feel like I've only gotten like that as I've gotten older now.
Oh, you calling me old, bro.
No, I'm just
That's what you
saying.
just said.
No, I'm just trying to put it in perspective.
No, you just
And he called
me,
you sir.
And he called me sir, older. No, I've always been that way. I think the only coffee that coffee really didn't do anything to me. I just like the flavor. But the one coffee I think I had with my boy Hua when we worked at K-Roq was this Asian coffee. What were the Thai?
Oh, the Vietnamese?
No, the Vietnamese coffee. Oh my God.
That got you lit?
Dude, because we had already had like a couple cups of just regular coffee. And then someone's like, hey, I brought you guys this Vietnamese coffee. Try it out, blah, blah, blah. And I just drank it like if it was just a regular coffee. Just downed it. And I was like, oh, damn, this is not regular coffee. So Vietnamese coffee is not regular coffee.
What do you get? What do you usually get? Because I'm looking at your coffee right now and that looks like lechita.
No, it's heavy cream on this one.
And
Okay.
then shots of espresso?
No, just
regular coffee?
with heavy cream.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Gotcha.
Coffee with heavy cream.
Yeah, because Vietnamese coffee is what they do to their coffee is it's kind of like a cold brew. So they let it I don't want to say ferment, but they let it like sit overnight so that the potency in the coffee gets stronger. So that's why like a small cup of Vietnamese coffee versus a small cup of regular coffee are never gonna be exactly the same. That thing's like crack.
It was cracky. It got me cracked. And that's the last time I ever had that. Like I'm not messing with it no more.
Probably had like Narcan in it.
I don't know what it had, bro, but it had me going.
Yeah.
And then last time we were here, we talked a little bit about K-Roq, and they went bankrupt, bro. The company that owns K-Roq and K-Earth and all those, they filed for bankruptcy. I don't know what that means. I didn't read deep into it, into the article. Mario 81, he's the one that hit me up with that. He's like, hey,
shout out.
This. And I was like, wow. I mean, I'm sure someone's gonna buy them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they've been around since like 74.
So what happens when a company goes bankrupt? They close down their doors, or like how?
I don't even know. Yeah, because there's a lot of companies that go bankrupt and they don't leave. They stay
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
So going
okay.
bankrupt doesn't necessarily mean
You're just
that
saying, hey, I don't have any more money.
Yeah. So all the debt that you've accumulated once you go bankrupt, you're saying,
Oh.
hey, I can't pay for this anymore.
Right.
So you claim bankruptcy, and then I mean, obviously, like your credit goes to shit. Everything else is you're taking the responsibility that from here on out you're pretty much not responsible, right? But yeah, once you go bankrupt, a lot of companies, they file for bankruptcy. A lot of big companies, they get that debt off their shoulders and then they just keep going under either like a different, like, not a different name, but like just a different corporation within it and things like that. So going bankrupt doesn't mean it's totally phased out. It just means their debt is.
Only in America, right?
Yeah.
I'm shitty with money, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's not gonna. Yeah. So now that they go bankrupt, does it become like people get to buy it, like buy the rights to it and stuff?
I don't even know if they're selling it. I just know they went bankrupt. But if they do sell it, I mean that's where it started. You know, that's where it all began. It was like a mom and pop radio station, mom and pop style. I'm not saying that mom and pops owned it, but that mom and pop style where it's like owned locally. These people came from San Francisco. They started the radio station here, and then you get to play what you want. You know what I'm saying? That's how it started. Maybe it's just going back to what it was. You know, that'd be awesome.
Going back to what it was, meaning
you play what you want.
Oh, play what you
play
want.
Play what you want. People, I mean, Jed the Fish broke Purple Rain here in L.A., or was one of the first radio stations. I don't want to say he broke it. He was one of the first radio stations to play it, and it was on K-Roq. He really liked Purple Rain, and he played it.
And when was this? Like, when?
Oh man, this was the Pasadena time when they were in Pasadena under the church, I think, or something like that, in the basement of the church.
It used to be in a basement of a church?
Yeah.
Basement?
And then they went to Burbank, and then they went to Culver City.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So many, the evolution of K-Roq.
I mean, there's supposed to be a documentary that was supposed to come out already.
Really?
Yeah, Lightning, and Jay Tillis, he was the mastermind behind it.
Yeah, you figure a well-known brand in Los Angeles and Southern California,
Staple.
right? Staple, exactly. You'd think that they would have a documentary about it.
Yeah, but see, that's so LA though, right? Waiting for someone else to do one about the station instead of them doing it, you know?
Yeah.
But Jay, I think he took the reins. I remember at one Acoustic Christmas, there was a room where he was just pulling in as many of the acts and, you know, artists and stuff and people that were actually hanging out. This was at the Gibson, if I can remember correctly. At the Gibson. Maybe, yeah, I think it was at the Gibson when it was still there. And he was bringing in all the bands and whoever was hanging out outside. I mean, back in the day, I mean, you had like, Hollywood celebrities would be hanging out, you know?
Right.
Other band members from other big bands, you know?
I see them coming back. They just need to have like a good revival of the brand. No? You don't think so?
Nah. Because...
Unless it changes totally to something else, you know what I mean?
Mexican, of course. Come on.
Yeah.
No, I think it's going to stay. At least I'm hoping it stays. But to come back to what it was, it can't.
No?
Yeah, you can't. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything's changed. You're a comedian. Comedy's changed.
Right.
You know? I mean, yes, you can say things, but you can't say what you were able to before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, jokes are written differently now.
Yeah. I think it's the phones. I think it's just like the culture has shifted a little bit, but also taking things out of context. I think posting and people recording you like at a comedy show, it's pretty, it gets there. I think social media has changed it, like in a good way and then also in a bad way.
Yeah, in many ways. I was talking to my friend on the way up here about those aliens in Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so many cameras, so many phones. They record movies on these phones now.
Right.
And nobody got any video of an alien? Come on, bro. Really?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're right. Sometimes it's for the better, sometimes it's not. It just depends. But you're right. You're up there doing a joke, working a joke out. Someone's recording you, and they're posting it. And, like, you know, it takes away that. Here's my thing. When I go to concerts, even now, I'll take a photo. You know what I'm saying? I'll go up, I'll take a photo of the marquee, me and my girl, whatever. That's it. I put the phone away. Because I want to enjoy the moment. I don't want to be seeing the concert through my phone. And then let's be honest, what are you going to do with that video? You're not going to watch it again, bro. You're not. It's just in your phone now. You have 8,000 videos in there. You have 566 whatever photos. You're not going to do shit with none of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you have 16,000 photos of different cats, and like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with this little clip of concert? Post it? Just say, hey, I was at this concert. That's it.
They're not even a little clip. There's people that are recording almost
the whole show
concert, and they're looking at it through their phone, and you're like, really, dude? Like, how are you enjoying that?
Yeah.
You're not even in the moment.
You're not in the moment. You're not engaged. A lot of like the comedy clubs in Austin that I've seen, that they've said, like, some of Dave Chappelle's specials, they even say it, that they lock up everybody's phone during the show.
Yeah.
Just for that particular reason. I think Dave Chappelle, I think a few weeks ago, he was doing a show in like Florida or something like that, and he walked off stage when he noticed somebody in the crowd was recording him, and he walked off.
Yeah. Because it's your art. You're working on something. You haven't got it there yet. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to say he's allowing you, but there's a special moment when you're there and he's working it out, and then when you see the finished product, you're like, oh, dude, I was there when he was, just getting it. You know what I mean? And I mean, like, that's with your fans, you know what I'm saying? That's how it's going to be too. Like, oh, I remember back in the day when I saw him at the Chateau on the 19th.
I remember when he bombed at the Chateau.
But, it is what it is. And then now it's like, oh, dude, that shit's funny as fuck. Like, I saw the growth, and I saw where he took that joke and how he worked it out.
Yeah.
As opposed to, like, seeing clips and, like, wow, it burns it,
Yeah, that's another thing, too, that I hear a lot is people are taking down their clips from Instagram because part of comedy is the element of surprise. If you already know somebody's setup and their punches, it takes the magic out of working that joke again.
Remember when the internet first came around, and I mean, maybe it was even not when the internet first came around. I can't remember what it was. I think it was maybe when they were saying like, oh, your phones or your computer, whatever, is listening to you.
Yeah.
I remember that one story that came out where the guy was looking at rings to propose to his girlfriend, and it got ruined because it started showing a lot of ads of that, to try to get him to buy something, and she was like, "Well, you're gonna buy me a ring or whatever." It was like, and that's what I think it does. It's like the what you just said.
Yeah, the element of surprise is taken out. Yeah.
And then you're like, fuck, because I went to go see George Lopez at the Gibson, and then the following year he did the same jokes. I went backstage and ate King Taco, bro. I already knew what he was gonna say.
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
I went with a bunch of friends. They took us all from K-Roq. They all took all of us, and I had gone the year prior, and all the jokes were pretty much the same.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, it's cool, but you know what? King Taco's calling me, bro, in the back. Oh, you can eat King Taco? Went back there. Me and my cousin Paul went back there, and we were just hammering tacos. And by the time everyone came back, they're like, "Hey, let me get some tacos." The guy's like, nah, dog, we're done. Those two fools over there. Like, hell yeah.
And my dad always says, because my dad doesn't have social media, but he always says, he says it like in Spanish. He's like, uno no puede andar a gusto because of the fear of someone recording them, right? So you can't be comfortable, be yourself, be silly, because then everyone's recording you. And then, oh, so-and-so, oh, we saw you, people from the ranchos, like, oh, we saw you dancing. Oh, we saw you this, we saw you that. And it's true. Like sometimes our phones, we use them without even thinking like, oh, this is really funny. Let me post it of someone else.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing and a bad thing. Sorry to
no
step in there, but it's a good thing and bad thing because, people are recording other people if they're doing something that they think is wrong. But it's also good to have that. Well, I don't know. That's not good either. I'm thinking the fear of somebody recording you should stop you from doing something bad.
Nah, people are going to do bad shit no matter what.
Right.
Yeah.
I think where I thought you were going with it was like memories. I don't have my parents anymore. They passed away.
Oh, yeah.
So those things can become memories, and you have a video of them or something. I have quite a few voicemails that my mom left me.
Mm-hmm.
And she passed away already like 4 years. And I still haven't listened to them, but I have them.
Really?
You
haven't?
Yeah.
Really? You haven't listened to him?
So, but I have them there, and they're all the same for the most part. You know, hey,
Right.
Michael, I love you. Be careful. Oh, hey, you know,
They show unread on your phone?
yeah. So, but they're all those kind of like, you know, hey, you know, take care of yourself. You know, maneja con cuidado, but whatever, you know. So in one way, yeah, it's cool because you get, you know, the video and the memories, but then at the same time, like you're saying, people don't want to let loose because now, oh, am I gonna get embarrassed? Who's gonna find out? Who's gonna tell? You know what I mean? And I've had people say that too, like, hey, if you guys gonna be recording now, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna sing. I'm not gonna do this. You know, and it does. It takes away from the fun of just hanging out. And I love, like, you go anywhere right now, man. Everyone's on their phones and stuff. I like a good conversation, bro. I like to get hang out and, you know, have a couple drinks and chill and just like let's talk, dude. Like, you know, like
I agree.
Amber and I went to a pizza place that it had a sign on the wall and it says no Wi-Fi, connect with the people in front of you. I thought that was like the greatest sign in the world. As I'm taking a picture of it.
But again, there's pros and cons, and the pros are that you have information at your fingertips. You can watch the Mind Buzz. You can watch podcasts. You can listen to music. You can watch videos. It connects people around the world. So there are those things, you know. But at the same time, I think we need to learn a balance.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we haven't really learned to do is balance it out and really be able to enjoy, you know, just life in itself.
It's like a new toy, right? Like, how long has smartphones been around? Over a decade, but the technology keeps on advancing, so it keeps us wanting more and more and more.
But I think that's where it's like I've been kind of having this feeling of like I'm bored with my phone already. You know, in the past like year, where I'm okay to put my phone down. I get bored of being on it. Like it's just like it's something where I don't feel, maybe because I'm not into technology, where I'm using all these new things and stuff like that. But it is becoming. It's becoming, I don't want to use the word dangerous, but it's becoming a problem because I notice like, and I'm like, I'm gonna throw us out there, but I notice now, like if we put our phones down during dinner or something, we're quiet. And we're like, you know, and then in my head, I'm thinking like, why aren't we conversating? Like,
I'm quiet because you cook really good and I want to enjoy my food.
No, I other than that, no, but I noticed, but not even like just you and I, like even family wise, or we go somewhere and it's like, not that we don't know how to conversate anymore, but I think we're losing that aspect of conversation, of bringing up topics, of continuing to conversate with each other, because we, instead of having to have interactions with people, we come into our phone and we have our interactions through our phone, you know, and it's I don't know. To me, it's kind of crazy.
It's crazy, I think, for both of us. I guess it depends on what type of situation you were, like growing up. Like me growing up, I never sat at the table with my parents and my siblings. That just was never the case at all. And all I had was not even a phone, maybe a WWE toy that I played with when I was watching TV or eating. So it's different too. Yeah. Even going to your family's house and eating, it's.
You're like,
I don't want
to
say
do
it's
with myself.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to say it's weird, but it's just it's. I'm not used to that type of environment. What about you? Did your family have that dynamic?
My mom was a stay-at-home mom. We had dinner. My dad came home. We all sat down.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So yeah, we had dinners and stuff like that. And I, you're right. I miss that. You're like, damn, dude. Like, what happened to that time?
Right.
You know, where you would sit down and maybe nothing was said, but you were hanging out with your people. You know, your parents, your sisters, and whoever. Yeah. A lot of people don't do that, and then there's people that still do. I mean, you know. And then it just changes, like you were saying. You had the WWF though. Now it's
It was an action
tablet.
figure.
Yeah, now it's a tablet. Now you know what I mean. So
It wasn't a doll, Steve. It was an action figure.
I have all of them, bro. I collect them. I'm a Hulkamaniac, bro.
I want a belt, dude. I asked Amber for a belt for Christmas, and I didn't get it.
No, they're expensive, bro.
They're like $500.
Dude, I'm telling you, almost. I think we had this conversation months ago. I was so close. I had it in the basket. I think I was gonna get the big gold belt, or I was gonna get the. I'm a '90s kid. I'm a ruthless aggression era, and also what was the era before that? The Attitude era. So Stone Cold, Mankind, Kane, The Rock was pretty big. But I was gonna get one of those belts. I was so close, dude. So close. They have an afterpay that you can do that. I almost did, but I didn't. I was gonna purchase it before going on your guys' show because I wanted to bring it. I wanted to bring the belt to and show it on the podcast.
You should have.
I should have.
You only live once, man.
Yeah.
No,
I like it.
No, you only.
I'm gonna
live
consult
once.
with you every big purchase that I need. I'm gonna call you up.
But look, bro, you can buy it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
You know what
True.
I'm saying? Like you're living this life, bro, and then there's something that you always wanted and you didn't get it. Why?
I'm gonna get it.
You know?
I'm gonna get it now.
Why? Like to me, then if I want something, I'm getting it, dude. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know, if I have to work an extra hour or if I have to sell an extra ticket for a Rumble, whatever, I'm not gonna go without the things that I want. Remember, I don't know if you're second, third generation. All right, my parents gave up their dreams for me to dream. You know what I'm saying? And if your dream is to have that damn belt on your fucking waist or over your shoulder, get that damn belt. Because our parents didn't have those kind of toys, bro. My dad was born here. He was born in Orange County, and they had a dairy farm. He got up and did chores, went to school, came home and did chores. You know what I'm doing? I'm getting that WWE, WWF belt, throwing it over my shoulder because my dad did chores.
Yeah.
He worked his ass off so that I can get the education and be able to afford things that I wanted.
Yeah, to have the choice to even
To even have
something.
Even have a choice.
Yeah, the choice that exactly. What did you pull up? What is this? I'm sorry. What were we gonna say?
No. I was trying to look over to whatever.
What'd you pull?
Oh no, I was gonna. It's circling back with our initial. So about the bankruptcy. So the company that owns them owns 200 other, like broadcasting things. So they filed for Chapter 11. So Chapter 11 isn't to annul the entire. Like you can't get rid of your entire debt, but it does 80% of their debt. So they were $1.9 billion into debt. So it's going to, so Chapter 11 is going to reduce 80% of that, leaving them only $350 million in debt. But they're going to continue. So it says no operational impacts are expected for the filing.
That's a lot of money. Why did they file with Texas? Is it a Texas company?
It's probably from there, whoever owns it.
Yeah. You never know. I mean, I got there and it was like Infinity, and then it went to CBS, and then it just kept, everyone just buying them out.
So what was it exactly? So it was just like a brand or operation?
Well, no, like, so big corporations come in and they're like, oh, what can make us money? And at that time, radio was a thing.
Right.
So, okay, I'm gonna gobble up all the radio stations that I can.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So they had at that time it was AMP, K-Roq, Jack FM, one news station I can't remember off KFI maybe, I can't remember which one it was. K-Earth 101, The Wave, and then a Christian station and something else. And so, I mean, you just
start buying them off.
They
Yeah.
have money. So it's just, what can I get? What can I make money off of? And then when I'm done with it, then I get rid of it. And then someone else comes in and thinks I can do the same thing. So that.
So this one's called Odyssey. So it moved to Odyssey.
Yeah.
And they own 200 stations across the U.S.
Whoa.
I didn't even know there was that many stations left.
That's what I'm saying.
200 stations?
Well, because a lot of things are like internet stations now, right? Like,
Yeah, I know there was a couple of stations that don't even have people like working it. There's one guy that goes in and checks the computers and makes sure that the whatever programming is going. You know.
It's all AI generated?
No, not AI.
Oh, just like pre-recorded.
Pre-recorded and stuff like that.
Yeah. I was looking for jobs recently, I want to say like a month ago, and one of those, it was like, make money on your, on your time if you like radio, if you like broadcasting. And it was like an internet radio, and there was like certain stations that I can pick and choose to what time slots that I can do it. And it was just this whole thing, and they're asking a lot for like no money at all. You see what I'm saying? Like they're like, you have to be on air at this time, like 6 days a week. I'm like, I can't give my time for that. Yeah.
Well, I guess you don't like radio enough.
I don't know. Maybe not. I like podcasting.
It's different now. Like we spoke last time. You said, hey, it's different.
But even podcasts too are being bought out by, it's like the big one is Spotify. If you're big enough and you're pulling in millions of downloads, Spotify is going to want a piece of that.
Well, look at Club Shay Shannon.
Dude.
How many? That's like that one episode.
Check it. See what they're at right now.
Yesterday it was at 45 million.
Oh, okay, so there was another million. We started listening to it on, Tuesday or Wednesday? And it was at 44.
44 million.
Okay. 8 days ago. Oh, it was posted 8 days ago. Damn. 44 million views in 8 days.
I think Joe Rogan's is 54 million or 55. One episode that he has. But it was over a few years, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I can only imagine, dude.
This is 8 days.
And you have to understand, not only this, though, the 44 million this has, but every other person that's talking about it and showing clips, like if you counted all those two, because it's about this. It's not about anything else. They're talking about this. So how many more views is it overall getting, you know?
Yeah, all the clips and all the...
People talking about it and what have you.
Cat Williams, like within the first 5 minutes, started swinging. Did you watch the interview?
Oh, yeah, I watched it twice.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't finished it yet.
I watched
but
it twice.
I think it was...
I sleep to it at night.
Yeah?
I put it on my teeth, and I'll get up, and I'm like, oh, shit. I don't remember that, and then I'll fall asleep, and it's funny. I love shit talking. I love shit. I love it when someone comes out and just talks shit, but he's not even really talking shit. You know what I mean? He's getting something off his chest.
Yeah.
You know, and then I like to see what the response is, and there hasn't really been any. No one's saying, no, I didn't do that. They're just like, oh, Cat's just angry, or he's this, or he's that.
That's most of it. Like from Kevin Hart, his retorts to Cat are just, we're successful because we showed up to work and we didn't drink. And then even Cat Williams is saying that, like, that's not true. That's not true.
Yeah. He's never been a drug addict. He's never been any of those things, he says.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know those cats, but you know what though? That's everything though. That's comedy. That's movies. There's all these little cliques, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it exists, and you're not part of their clique. Make your own clique, and he has. He's done his own thing, very successful.
Yeah.
You know, on his own level. Why
do you think there's so many cliques? They're just the natural communal human thing to do to
we are so insecure,
band together.
We are so insecure with ourselves, bro, that we need somebody to... We need to hang out with people that think you're cool. You know what I'm saying? That justify your being or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm hanging out with these people because they like me. They like who I am. They support what I do or what have you. You know what I mean? And, oh, fuck those guys. Those guys are haters. Whatever, you know? I don't know. I guess that's why I look at it. But, yeah, I try not to click up with anybody like that, you know?
Yeah.
Why? What for?
Yeah.
You know what? I've said this quite a few times, and I might have said it here last time. My life has been a fairy tale, bro. the whole thing. Like, except for my parents passing away, I mean, the experiences, the people that I've met, the opportunities that I've had, just like a fairy tale, dude. I mean, I've worked as a mechanic at Cook Tractors. I used to work at a magazine called Dirt Pilot. I worked at, multiple different jobs, but multiple different people and stuff, you know? And I allowed myself to be open to those individuals, and I learned something from everybody. You know, I got a really good friend, Jason Bermudez, hung out with all these white boys from Brea, and I got into my first bar fight with them. You know, it was crazy. Some cholos came in, they were all high on like Coke or some shit. I can't remember what it was. And all of a sudden, one of our guys on our side flew over the pool table and just like smashed this guy, goes into it. Like back in the day where you could fight and it was okay. And then like that part of my life just ends, and then I go into something else, you know. Then I started working at Dirt Pilot magazine with my boy Chuck and Boiler Room Creative Group, and now I'm an editor of this magazine, and we're going to the Baja 1000, and we're just different experiences, and then that ends, and then now I'm on K-Roq, and then that goes for 18 years, and I'm part of the Kevin and Bean Morning Show, still in the heyday. And then I do overnights, and then blah, blah, blah. And then that ends, and now Michelada Rumble and West Coast Poplock. And you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't allow myself to click up and to only be one thing. I allowed myself to stay open and to want to experience things. I think the want to experience stuff and go out there. I mean, I was a VJ for LA TV Live. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never thought I would do that. That was never in my dreams to become. It just happened because I was willing to go outside of my box or my comfort zone or whatever you want to call it, you know. So yeah, dude, I think that's what we need to do more. Is just allow ourselves to live and to enjoy our lives, bro. And no matter what it is, everything's is I don't know. It's all connected in some crazy way, man.
What do you think that it is that keeps somebody from jumping out of their comfort zone?
Fear.
Yeah.
Fear for failure. Fear, rejection. Look, I mean, I know you're very happily, you know, dating right now. But back in the day, I bet you there was girls that liked you, but because of the fear, you didn't know whether she did or didn't.
Mm-hmm.
You were like, oh man, maybe. I don't know. Nah, she's too cute. What if she says no? That opportunity went to the side. And it happened to me too. I mean, you know, years later, oh, you know what? I thought you were pretty cool, blah, blah, blah. You know? It's like, fuck, I didn't even know. You know, he was too afraid to the rejection or what have
right.
you, you know? And I think that's what it is in everything. Not willing to take that swing and not believing in yourself, I think, more than anything. I think not believing in yourself. I had somebody that believed in me so much that it helped me believe in me, you know? My mom, no matter what, she was like, yeah, you can do what you want. Like, and she always used to tell me that, you know? And that's why I said earlier, like, they gave up their dreams for us to dream. And she did. She, you know, we had a conversation. And she was like, yeah, I gave up my dream so you could dream. And I was like, wow. So you can't let that go to waste. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. You can't let those things go to waste. You can't let their sacrifices go to waste. But at the same time, you have to believe in you. You have to believe in yourself, and then you're gonna fail, bro. We all fail, you know. I'm on a diet again, bro. I've lost about 20 pounds. Okay,
good, man.
But I failed dieting multiple times, man. This is not the first time. I've lost like over 1,000 pounds, I would say, over my lifetime of just getting on weight, this and that. You know what I'm saying? Trying to lose weight. But you continue to try because you will be successful. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just have to find your way.
Do you think that, like, because you're saying, like, you know, I live this, like, dream life, right? Mm-hmm. And do you think that people need to have, like, is it, I don't know how to articulate what I'm trying to say, but do you think that having, like, everyone can have a dream life, right? Or a life that they say, like, this is the life that, like, satisfies me and mm-hmm. everything. Do you think it's not, I mean, obviously, yeah, the opportunities you've gotten, but do you think it's also perspective, like the way that you view life and you view your opportunities and everything? Because someone can have an amazing life, right? That I think is amazing, and they're miserable, right? And it's perspective. Like they're just not happy in whatever they are. But to me, I'm like, oh, they're living like a dream. So do you think that also having that perspective and that mindset of just being grateful and open to everything is kind of the key to it, or?
No, definitely. You have to be open. You have to have that mindset. And no matter where you're at, you're somewhere where someone else wants to be. You know what I mean? Even just having a job. How many people don't have jobs? Yeah. How many people don't have, they can't buy themselves a Starbucks or what have you, and you just bought two and threw one away. I'm not saying that in the petty way, but like you can, because you were willing to go out there and get it done. But yeah, perspective is very, very important. Perspective is very important. And just, and if you're not happy, then let's change it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Really change. The only reason I never really lost weight was because it was never a hindrance and it was never a roadblock in my life at any point. When I was in high school, I hung out with the cool kids, man. On my home with Chito, Andres, Alvi, Tommy, David, like all these cool ass kids, back then. I hung out with the cool guys, man. K-Roq, bro. I didn't care if I'm big because I don't see what you see.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't see the big guy in front of you. I see Steve, who's outgoing, who likes to hang out, who likes to party, who likes to have a great time, who likes to make sure you're having a great time. You know what I mean? My great time is you having a great time. That's what makes it for me.
Yeah.
I'm an entertainer. That's what I do. I make sure that you walk away going like, fuck, I had a fucking blast yesterday with this guy, dude. This shit was dope. That's my mindset. So, it was never a roadblock with girls or with friends or, careers or whatever. So it was never something that I was like, oh man, people use things as crutches or people use things as excuses, and it never was. I think that also came from my mom being at home and being my cheerleader and always pushing and always telling me like, you can do this. And me at a young age understanding their sacrifice, you know what I'm saying? And the sacrifice that they made, for us, for our opportunities.
Yeah, that was your reminder to keep going and not stopping. Not letting something stop you from reaching whatever you want, right? So you had that focus. You had something that you wanted to do. You focused on it and kept on going and didn't let anything stop you.
No, I just took my life and what I did personally, I just enjoyed every aspect of it. I enjoyed the moment. I enjoyed what I was doing at that time. And then all those other things, because of my positive energy and the attraction of what I wanted and the manifestation of how I wanted my life to be, those things start
just
falling
followed.
in. They start, you become a magnet.
Right.
Yeah.
How do I meet Lightning from K-Roq? I'm working at Dirt Pilot. I'm having fun. He sees me. He's like, man, I like this guy. Doesn't know that I went to radio school. Then finds out, and then he's like, oh, shit. And then he calls my boy Chuck on his cell phone and goes, hey, this is when they had the bricks, though, Chirps. The chirps. Remember
yeah,
that?
chirps.
He's like, hey, is Steve with you? Hey, we want to bring him on. Let's do an interview tomorrow morning on K-Roq. And I got the job, bro. He introduced me as Super Steve. He gave me the name that day. So it's just attracting it. And you can't attract, you attract what you want. You want positive, you want great. You got to feel that. You got to think that. And that's what you're going to get. You know what I'm saying? For a very long time, this is going to hurt some people, but it is what it is. Relationship-wise, I was always attracting the wrong type of relationship for myself. Always attracting the wrong type. You know what I'm saying? People that were maybe not ready for relationships or, I don't want to say had baggage, but had like extreme circumstances that happen in their lives or people that are broken or stuff like that, And as soon as I started changing my mindset and my wants, that's when someone came into my life that I was like, wow, this is what I've been looking for. Because it's what you put in your head and and that's what you look for in life. So you make the choices, whether you make them upright, you know, or you make them mentally, and you attract what you do. And that's my homeboy Luis Mays. We call him Mays. Luis is an artist, great artist, and he's into like manifestation and that kind of stuff. And he always told me, because I talked to him, he'd be like, you know, bro, you're attracting what you want. When you change your want, you'll attract something different.
I like that.
The law of attraction.
Yeah, but in anything, bro, in anything, you know. I was a kid and I said I was going to be on K-Roq.
Really?
Yeah. I was junior high. I told my boy Andres Rios, we were hanging out in front of the house, and I was like, "Hey, bro, I'm gonna be on K-Roq." He's like, "Yeah." They used to call me babies back then. It was party cruise, party cruise.
Yeah.
Latin law, and he's like, "Yeah, come on, babies, whatever." He called me the first night that I was on overnights. I answered the phone. He's like, "What's up? Why you did it?" I'm like, "Bro, I told you."
I told you, man.
And he was like, "Holy shit!" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it was something that you really want. Yeah. So when you ask for things that you really want, and you really want them with your heart, with your mind, with your spirit, with your soul, when you really want it, man, you can get it. You know, all those other little things, oh, I want $1 million. No, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Or other little things. When you really want something, though.
When you really want something, putting that energy out, right?
Yes.
But also doing the work to get there, too.
Look, I'm not going to lie, bro.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't work for me.
Right.
It just happened. Well, I don't know. Maybe that's just the way I feel.
I think that's just your perspective
Yeah.
of it. Yeah, it could look like work to somebody else that's looking on it. Like me, for instance. I'm thinking, okay, Steve had this dream, right? And he had to do a little bit of work to get there. Maybe work is the wrong word to use that.
It was just a journey, man.
Right, your journey. You still have to do things to land where you are.
And I accepted my journey. My journey, and no matter how long it took, or no matter what route it took, I accepted my journey.
Yeah.
And I got there, and fuck. And it's crazy because Johnny, you had him last week. Johnny was like, we were talking, and I think it was one of our first episodes when we were trying to create the West Coast Poplock podcast. I was like sort of interviewing him. We were practicing and stuff, and I'm like, so what makes you think you can do stand up? You know, that's one of the hardest things to do in all the show business. Stand up is one of the hardest things, you know. And he's like, I know someone that did the impossible, so that makes the impossible possible. I was like, oh fuck, that's crazy, bro. Who is this? He goes, you. He goes, you, a kid from Orange County, Mexican, big ass dude, ended up being on the #1 morning show in Los Angeles, maybe the country, because remember now, we have cars here, and our audiences are bigger for radio than in New York. And he goes, and when I met you and I saw it, I was like, what the fuck? This fool did it. You made the impossible possible. And that's crazy, because up until that point, I never realized it. It never was really like, it had never really hit me like that. And when he said that, I was like, holy shit. Because even now, I still keep and continue to live this fairy tale of a life. And so I'm not stopping and looking and thinking like, oh, fuck, I live my dream. But I live my dream, bro. How many people get to live their dreams?
Not many.
Yeah. And then beyond their dreams.
Yeah. Like
I said, I was a VJ on LA TV Live, bro. I went there to judge because they were looking for a new VJ, so I was on the panel judging and stuff. And then after we recorded an episode, they're like, hey, you want to be a VJ? I was like, I'm a VJ. I don't know what the fuck, you know?
Yeah.
Boom. That was it. I was on. And then, yeah, bro. So I got to do that. I mean, it's just been amazing. Now I'm on the Mind Buzz. Like, come on, bro.
It can't get any better than that. You know? At each significant stage or significant part in your journey, did you think, okay, I'm here, I'm a VJ on this. That's it. Like I'm like there's no way it can get any better than this, and then it gets better than that. Did you ever think that, oh, this is at the highest this is the highest thing that I'm doing, you know?
Not personally, because it depends on what you consider the highest
Right.
thing.
Exactly.
You know, radio wise, he ain't gonna get no higher than K-Roq, bro.
Right.
There is nothing higher.
That's true.
You know, straight up. There's nothing higher than the world famous K-Roq. Whether they sell it, whether they keep it, whether it's bankrupt, whether it's not, whether the music has changed or whatever.
It's still there.
In Southern California,
that was the biggest
K-Roqs.
thing. Yeah.
The K-Roq. I mean, you go to the Santa Fe Spring Swamp Meet, they sell CDs that say K-Roq flashbacks, K-Roq music. DJs put on their cards, oh, I play K-Roq music. I play K-Roq flashbacks. I play K-Roq style music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's nothing bigger. And then to do something that I wasn't expecting to do and be a VJ, and then, you know, go from that and then all of a sudden create Michelada Rumble, the first ever Michelada festival, and to see all these other people create them because they saw mine or they came to mine. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, like creating and continue to create. And then now, I mean, I don't want to sound cheesy, but like now finding a partner in life, like it just depends on what you consider, you know, those like
those high points, right, in your journey.
There's all kinds of high points, man. You know, and for everyone it's different. For some people it's having children. For some people it's, you know, having their own business.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on the like, what are you valuing in your journey? Like what
friendships,
right?
Friendships. I still talk to some of the people that I used to, you know, and remembering. See, that's what I'm saying about the phones. Like when you're in the phone and that's all you're doing, you're not creating that friendship. You're not creating that moment.
Right.
So when I'm done, when my life's done, I would have had friendships and memories and just look back and say, you know what? I enjoyed every moment of my life. Whether it was with these people here or these people here or those people there, I enjoyed it. And I enjoyed every moment, every second. There's a lot of people that always say when they have jobs, quote unquote, oh, I have to go to work. Oh, that's my coworker. I hate that word, bro.
Do you?
Because we spend the most time with each other than you do sometimes with your own family when you have a
true.
quote unquote job.
Yeah.
And I'm there, and I want to create a friendship. I'm there. We're working together, man. You know what I'm saying? So I want to create a friendship, and then some of those people become friends, and those become experiences. Because at a job, especially like a 9 to 5, there's different types of people there. It's not just the circle that you've created. You know, my neighborhood or my friends from high school or this. No, these are people you've never met. You don't know anything about them. Now you're becoming friends and you're experiencing things. And I think that's what's allowed me to expand and to go ahead and to experience new things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you allow yourself to go out there and go like, oh, hey, what's up? What's your name? Oh, my name's Jason. Oh, nice to meet you, bro. And they're all these white boys from Brea. And I started hanging out with them, you know? Going fishing. He introduced me to Rage Against the Machine. I never listened to that stuff.
Right.
I was from a neighborhood, and you know, we were listening to Roger and Zapp. We were listening to oldies, funk. And when I started hanging out with my boy Jason Bermudez, he's like, "Oh, have you heard of this band?" I'm like, "Nah, let me check it out." Oh shit! I got into Rage huge, bro, huge, because of that cat. He got me into Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, the best live band ever. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Unfortunately, that people will never be able to see them anymore. The best band ever.
So I guess being open to people, being vulnerable to others, people showing you like new things and you enjoying those new things.
But it's super true because I mean I tell you, Gil, like for us, like with the journey with like the business, for me the thing that I've enjoyed the most are the people that I have met. And the people that I can say, these are my friends. Oh, I met this person because of this, or, you know, this happened because of this, and now we're friends, and it's 100%. Like everything that you said is 100% the way that I feel about like life and and meeting people. I think sometimes we shy away from people again because we think we're going to get rejected or we don't have anything to talk about or whatever the thing is that we're playing in our brain. But sometimes people really surprise you on how much, you know, you can actually form a connection. Or even if, let's say they're not your best friend, but they're someone that you can keep close, that in case something, you know, I don't know, like something you need something, or they know something that you don't, or like, and I don't know. To me, I think, but again, that stems from, for me, that stems from my family, from being so close knit, and from having my parents show me the value of family and having people. Because I have friends that I've had friends. I mean, I have friends since I met the first day of kindergarten, and they're still my friends till this day. Like, you know, I value my friendships and my connections, and I think that'll never get taken away from you if you continue to nurture it, if you continue to, you know, and I think everything that you said was like spot on, 100%. But also your energy, who you are as a person, like you were saying, like, you know, like you never saw things in your life or with you that impeded you from doing anything. To you, it was just your life. And I think that people feed on energy like that. People feed and see, look at this guy, he has good energy, he's happy, he's this, he's that. I want to go and talk to him, I want to approach him, I want to be in his circle, I want to be, you know, because I feel like that's happened to me in my life, where I've had strangers come up to me and say, hey, I just wanted to say hi, or I just want to introduce myself. You know, you seem like you're having such a great time, and I just want to say hi. And I think that also is key to meeting these people and creating all these, you know, friendships or whatever we call them. But that's, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to have fun. I want to get to know who you are. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's helped me out with creating friends and keeping friends, because you show interest in them. And I think that's the one thing people, I think from my experience, people want people to show interest in them. You want to feel important. You want to feel interesting to somebody. You want somebody to be like, hey, Gil, tell me more about your comedy, or tell me more about this. You know what I mean? And I think that's where we don't, because sometimes we lack the ability to listen or to be interested in someone else, as opposed to just thinking about me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or what am I, you know, no, you have to. That's a give and take. As much as that individual is interested in learning about you, you should be as interested to learn about them.
That's one concept that I have. Do you like books? Do you read books, listen to books? I don't. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Oh my God, dude. It has so much of, basically it's about relationships and building relationships. One of the concepts in there that I remember is remembering other people's names. When other people hear their names coming out of somebody else, and just the feeling that they remembered you is huge to a person. I think the opening tagline on that chapter was somebody's name is the sound of honey, or something. I'm butchering it, but it was something along the lines of, if you are interested in that other person, it's gold. They're gonna remember you.
Yes.
Just from that.
Yeah.
Just from somebody's name. Just remembering somebody's name.
Well,
it's huge.
There's so many people.
Right.
There's so many people. Even like in Orange County, LA, wherever, there's so many fucking people. So if you can remember me and I stood out to you, maybe I didn't even stand out to you that much, but just because you said my name, I have the feeling that I did.
Right.
So then now it's like, oh shit, what's up, bro? You know?
Yeah.
I've used that as a way to meet people.
Yeah.
You know, especially chicks or something, you know? I'm like, hey, what's your girlfriend's name? And she's like, oh, like my friend Brandy. That's how I met my friend Brandy.
Uh-huh.
Really good friend. Always been a friend. And she was in the restroom, and her friend was like hanging out, and like, hey, what's your friend's name? So Brandy. I'm like, all right. And I stood back in the cut. She came out. I'm like, what's up, Brandy? And she's like, oh, what's up? And I'm like, oh, you don't remember me, Brandy? And she's because you said I was saying her name.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, I must know this fool.
Yeah.
You know. And then we all hung out, and it was cool. And we've been amazing friends ever since.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
It works to even break that shell, even though sometimes it could be uncomfortable to approach somebody.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard, especially now when people are. You know what's really awkward is knowing somebody online and you guys are in the same room, quiet, not talking to each other.
Yeah.
That is weird. It happens a lot now that I'm doing like these open mics and going to different places here and there, following each other. It's kind of awkward at first.
Yeah.
Because you guys connect online, right? And then we don't talk to each other. So it's like, okay, who's gonna get up first? Who's gonna say hi first?
Because you can't say it through text. Because you're texting. You're not really speaking.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, it gets hard. It's like, oh, how the fuck am I going to talk to this boy? I've never talked to him.
Yeah.
All I've ever done is text.
Yeah.
I'm
in this weird group chat where we send flyers of open mics, comedy shows, and I don't even know how many people are in this thread. I've been in the thread for, I want to say, 2 weeks, and I went out to the stand-up comedy club on their open mic this Tuesday, and I met somebody. We were sitting at the same table. We were just going back and forth. Oh, he was good. Like, oh, like good set. Small talk, talking. Like, where can I find you on Instagram, TikTok? So we connected, right? But it wasn't until like a day after I was going through that thread, the guy that I was sitting across from me was in that thread, and I felt horrible. I felt really bad. I don't know, maybe he didn't know that I was in the thread, same situation, right? But I felt weird, and I thought about it, and I was like, what the, like, I'm not paying attention. You're just not paying attention to that.
At the same time, if the thread's pretty large, if
right.
There's like 20 people on there, that's a little hard.
There's a lot.
You don't know who, and you don't have the name. It's just numbers.
Right.
So, but you made the effort to talk to someone, and next time you see him, you'll remember.
Yeah, I'm gonna see it, and I was gonna address it, like, because he posted like a poster. Hey, I'm gonna be at this location at that, and I was like, oh man, like I seen, like, I met this guy in real life,
yeah.
And I felt bad, like I felt really horrible about that whole situation.
You shouldn't.
No.
And don't try to reach out on that thread because that would be a little stocky-ish.
I know. I was gonna say. I was like, "Hey, bro, you remember me? I was sitting with you. My bad."
Next time you see him, just be like, "Hey, you know what? You're on that thread, right? Boom."
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you're gonna have a comedy buddy.
Yeah. It was. That was a strange. That just happened this week, and that was a strange type of interaction.
How was the Continental Room?
It was cool.
That's my stomping ground right there. Stephanie's a friend of mine, and I've had her on the podcast before. She came on to do. She does a lot of dating apps. She's on a lot of dating apps, so we had her on talking about dating and stuff like that.
She's funny.
Yeah. So so it just not recently, but after that episode, I think like a month or two is when I noticed that she started doing comedy. And then I've just seen her, go. And like, matter of fact, she invited me tonight. They're doing it as well.
She had a show at the Continental Room.
Yeah. She's like, hey, come through. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be on this. I'm gonna be on the Mind Buzz. Like, but next time I'll go next time. But how was it? Was it cool?
The room was good. She gave me 10 minutes. I think I was the second comic.
10 minutes? That's a long time, right?
I was the
third.
I was the third comic. 10 minutes is probably the longest I've done in a book show. I've done open mics like 15 minutes, but that's just messing with the crowd. Hard work. The 10 minutes, it was different.
What's a good time frame? Because I remember on our podcast when you guys did the competition, it was like
3 minutes.
That
was good. I like that.
Okay.
I like that.
Well, that's why you won.
Yeah, I like that because It's also in your writing too. Like if it takes you 4 minutes to set up a punchline, it's hard for you. But if you're quick with your jokes, I think that's maybe because that's how I write.
Mm-hmm.
I write set up, punch, move on, set up, punch, move on. And I've tried to do longer jokes. Like my jokes are 30 seconds to a minute. And I think that's why I did so good. Because there's this thing called LPM, laughs per minute.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that's exactly what it is. If your laughs per minute in 3 minutes are like 50, like of course it's gonna seem like you did really good. However, having 10 minutes with that strategy is very hard. The 10 minutes was difficult for me. I think I did 2 minutes of nothing prepared, but just going off the room. The holidays just passed. I try to ask the crowd about their holidays, which was terrible. I'm never going to do that again. But also I did open it up with, talking about myself, pretty much, roasting myself on stage in front of the crowd, which they loved it. And then it dragged because that's not how I write. I kind of put fluff. There was some punchlines that I try to work to make that joke longer. It was a hit and miss because I've never done 10 minutes before, but it was a learning curve.
Yeah, no,
Definitely.
I mean, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
Who are some of the comics that you like that got you into it that really you're like, oh, fuck, yeah.
Ronnie Dangerfield.
Oh, Ronnie Dangerfield.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's why I like that style.
No
and I like that no respect, dude. Mitch Hedberg.
Have you read Ronnie Dangerfield's?
I want to. I heard his interview on Howard Stern. Oh my God, it was amazing. I look for it on because I have Audible and I do a lot of audiobooks.
Oh, because you can't read.
I can't read, so I have to listen to it. And it's not on there, so I have to get the actual book.
Yeah.
I have to buy the book and actually read, which is that's good that I can do that.
Yeah.
But if I can just hear him read it to me, it'd be awesome.
Aren't there like apps though that you can scan the whole thing and then
I could read.
No, I know you can read, but some people like to listen to it like when they're driving or what have you.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure that there's an app out there that does that. I forgot what it's called, but there's definitely an app out there. I haven't.
If anyone knows how to create an app, hit us up.
Oh yeah, Amber has a great idea for an app. We won't talk about
I
it
just thought about it
now,
right
but if you're an app developer, we need you. But to go back to that, Rodney Dangerfield. I heard his book. Not heard his book, but I heard him talk about his book and that one story of him being in the neighborhood and how his mom treated him and all these different things. He would go to some man's house and sit on his lap, and he didn't know really what that was, just his upbringing in general. And I was like, whoa, like I can really resonate with him because my upbringing was not all that great. And just to hear him talk about it and using that as his comedy, which you've heard my stuff before. Mm-hmm. It's a lot. It's about my family.
Yeah.
Right? And that I have to read it. Like I have to order the book because it's such hearing about his book coming from him is amazing. But yeah, Ronnie Dangerfield is one of my favorite comics.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. Mitch Hedberg, Stephen Wright, all those one-liner comics, and then of course you have all the other comics. But yeah, those are right now. Those are my three favorite right now.
All right. No Latino comics at all. I like Felipe Esparza.
Felipe Esparza.
Yeah.
Out of the comics that are now like Latino comics that I've heard, I think Felipe Esparza is one of the better guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, his stuff's pretty funny.
I don't know what it is. I and it's weird to say that, is that I resonate with like the older stuff. I don't know what it is.
I think it's because there's that, not lost in translation, but a lot of the Latino comics mix in Spanish or things that maybe their first generation parent did and things like that. So I think it's harder for you to like maybe, I'm not gonna say get it, but like you said, resonate with it.
I do like Joey Medina. Joey Medina's. I remember watching Land Kings of Comedy when I wasn't supposed to. I remember sitting in that living room. It was me, my mom, a few other family, and they put it on. And right from the start, like I got upset because my mom wanted to shut it off, and I was like, "No, just please let me watch it." She was telling me to go to bed. I was like, "No, let me watch it.
Take a nap."
And none of these jokes I didn't get, but seeing a comic that looked like me, that was talking about Mexican stuff or Latino stuff was different for me, because it gave me the idea of like that must be so fucking cool just to go on stage and make people laugh. Like that was awesome. And then plus Cheech hosted that special, and he's like my all-time heroes. If anything, Cheech and Chong those are my comedy heroes. If we're talking about Latino comics, it's Cheech and Chong 100% out the gate.
Yeah, they're dope. They're dope.
But that's the thing, dude. I like all the older stuff. For some reason, then my dad would give me the records too, and he'd let me watch all the movies. So
yeah, and you know what? Sometimes that helps out too, because you're not doing the same thing that these guys are doing. And I think personally, that older comedy is just broader comedy,
right?
Because the
that's
like
true.
Felipe Esparza is more like to heavy saturated Latino, and all these other guys are heavy saturated Latino. I think when you can be a comedian and it doesn't have any kind of boundary, as in race or and like white people can laugh at it, black people can laugh at it, Asians can laugh at it. I think that's where you get. Those are the big time comics.
Yeah.
Those are the guys that are,
yeah,
the Chappelles.
Yeah, and it's tough too, because some of my good stuff that I think are good is geared towards like knowing what an ofrenda is, or knowing the concept of Day of the Dead, or knowing who Selena Quintanilla is. Like that's hard.
But I think, I don't know, I think that's becoming more, or it became more mainstream.
Yeah.
At least now.
Right now, yeah.
Disneyland is doing Day of the Dead, so like you don't get more mainstream than Disney.
Yeah.
So.
And ofrenda too, it's hard. Like I have the ofrenda joke, and if you don't know, like what the hell, like food on top of, like what is this guy talking about?
Yeah, but hey,
yeah,
that'll be straight up for your Latin people, and if not, someone can whisper in their ear and be like, "Oh, this is what it means."
Yeah, Google it.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it's definitely a journey.
Yeah. That's a journey, man. Everything is. Even our podcast, we weren't gonna do it, and then Johnny was like, "Nah, bro, let's do this, bro," and it's been cool, and we're not doing it because we're getting paid.
Yeah,
we're doing it because we like it, and we like to sit down, and we'd like to have our friends on and talk, and that's the thing. I always like to have a lot of people that I know, and that I've crossed paths with in my life. And I enjoy their stories and what they've done and what they're doing, and bring them on and go from there.
Yeah.
From my friend who's a mechanic to my friends who used to work at Warped Tour and whatever. This Leo, who was a genius. He worked at Keck, and he put, I think it's fly wings on a different other insect and made it like, yeah, he's got a genius, bro. There's other shit that he's created that he told us off air. Like, he created a virus that goes in and they inject it in you or what have you so that it can go into your body and fix whatever's wrong with you in your DNA. The only thing, though, is that they don't know what happens when you take out or you fix that piece, the butterfly effect. Like, what are you affecting beyond that?
Whoa.
Yeah, it's too crazy. It's too much for me.
But putting flies on what now?
No,
Like,
putting fly wings on like another insect. You know? Yeah, I have a joke because here's crazy. He worked at K-Roq. He still works at K-Roq. He's a scientist over there. But he would always come to K-Roq and he did what the hell was it called? There's a process where you go and you have to make sure that all of the commercials are being, played and everything, So he was in charge of that. So he would come after hours. He would do that, and that was his second job, Scientists, they don't make them. At least I don't think they do. For him to be there, I guess they didn't. But anyways, he had told us a story about him, putting fly wings on a flea. That's what. Right. But I would always be like, Leo, he put flying wings on a cat, and he just started getting crazier and crazier. Bat wings on a rat or whatever, and people were like, and he would be like, "Dude, come on, man, leave me alone." Because I would introduce him to that. Oh, this is a genius. He's never shit himself, and he put quote unquote wings on this. You know what I mean? So yeah, he's a genius.
That's freaking wild, dude.
Yeah.
What other animals would be totally like we don't need wings on, like a rat? You don't need those fuckers can jump. Do you know that? They can jump from tree to tree. Like the evolution has treated rats very well.
I think
telling you.
Whatever animal has wings, that's cool. We don't need to add wings to anybody or anything. You know what I mean? If they don't have wings already, it's for a reason.
Yeah. Or creating viruses. That's wild. How do you begin to tell people, oh yeah, I can make a virus?
Well, I think they took a certain virus and broke it down so that it wasn't contagious in any way or it had anything of that nature.
Right.
But it was a virus that it can go into. He explained it, man. It was crazy. And it was the vessel to go in and be able to correct something within your what is that called?
Your DNA.
Your DNA. But the only thing that they were not afraid of, but the only thing that they hadn't answered to this point was they didn't know what was going to happen when you fix that. What else are you? What are you doing? Because you're changing something. It's changing something else. Mm-hmm. It's not just like, oh, it's fixed. That's it. No, like you've done this. What is happening after that? Yeah.
Oh man.
So it was crazy. It was crazy. He's a very interesting interview. I've been trying to get him back on the show, but I know he's pretty busy right now doing some stuff. So
creating other viruses.
Yeah, he's out there saving the world, man.
Saving the world, putting wings on animals that don't need wings.
I need wings, bro. But they'd have to be huge and carry me. So I don't know if I want those. They'd be too cumbersome. Like, oh shit, let me get these wings underneath the door.
You'd be an X-Men. You'd be really super Steve Flores if you can fly, dude.
Oh, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. But I'd be a mutant, though. It wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like, there's no X-Men now, so I'd just be a mutant. I'd be at the LA and Orange County Fair, in that room, pay and see the mutant. And I'm just hanging out, drinking a Michelada.
Man with wings.
Man with wings.
Yeah.
Super Steve Flores with wings.
Oh, man.
Superfly.
Eating wings.
It'll be Superfly.
Yeah.
Steve Flores at that point, dude.
Eating wings.
Eating wings.
Oh, yeah.
Eating chicken wings.
Would that be your superpower if you could have one? Flying?
No, I don't even know what it would be. I don't even know what it would be. What would it, you know what? Maybe invisible. Being invisible.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What?
Because you can get in and out of anywhere, bro. You don't have to fly. You can get somewhere and you can I can be in this room You can be anywhere.
I always felt like Invisible's creepy.
But if you're invisible, can other people feel you? Like
I don't know.
I always think about that.
Yeah.
If you're invisible, can other people like feel you or feel the temperature in the room?
You know what? They can, because you used to see it when like they'll throw the sand on him or something and you sock him, and he feels the pain. So yeah, you have to be.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then super strength, like here's the thing with superpowers. Every superhero, their superpowers have hurt them in some way.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm too strong. I can't hug you because I'm gonna crush your bones. Oh, I can't. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's never. Yeah, it's cool, but there's always somewhere down the line. There's always something that is just like, I can't do this. I can't take my glasses off because my rays coming out of my eyes are gonna go right through your head.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I would choose like teleportation. I'd want to be able to go somewhere real quick and then come back.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, but now you can't go without Gil. So he's has to drive. You're gonna wait for him for 2 hours in L.A.
Wait for me.
I could go without him.
Go there and take pictures and then come back.
Yeah.
But can you bring stuff with you?
I was about to say, can I go get like an order or order?
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm
can you
sure
go get our order?
Whatever I hold in my hands.
Go to Chicago. I want to try a deep dish pepperoni pizza. Go to Chicago real quick.
See, that's the only way it works. If you can bring something back like that.
Yeah.
Because what's the one thing you hate? Like, you hate Uber Eats, but you don't want to get up and get it.
Right.
So now if you can go, like, oh yeah, go get it for us.
Or even being invisible. Is it just your body that's invisible? Can you just be like, say you're here right now and you're like, okay, I'm going to be invisible, and then your clothes just fall and you're naked somewhere. That'd suck.
But movies,
you get cold.
You get cold.
Movies usually, like when they're stealing something, it becomes invisible with them, no?
With their clothes.
Or no, because then you see like a floating object. And
Yeah, you see a floating like
I guess you're right.
bag of money.
Exactly. That's
so
what it is.
Maybe I can't teleport with stuff.
The Invisible Man, the remake, that one is. I like. Have you seen it?
No.
The original one? No, not the original one. The latest one. It's such a good movie, dude. They made it like, yeah, it's a horror, but it was really suspenseful. If you're looking to watch something really good, it's The Invisible Man.
You would say really good?
I thought it was really good. You didn't think so?
Not really good, like you need to go home and watch it.
Really?
ASAP. I thought it was good.
What's a good movie to you?
No, don't put me on the spot now. I just said.
Well, our range of what's good and what's not is totally
right.
off then.
You're right.
I thought it was really good.
Last time I went to the movie theater, I saw La Bamba.
Dang.
No way. Like a remake?
Like they brought it
I'm
back.
playing.
Oh, we watched The Iron Claw. The Iron Claw was pretty good.
I'm playing.
Were you one of them that watched the Iron Claw? Because I know we talked about it.
I hadn't watched it. That's why I was trying to get everybody to be quiet, but the conversation had already formed. And I'm not too much into those kind of like biopics like that don't tell the full story or pick and choose what they want to say. Because it's not, especially when you know the story. Like I don't really hate anything. I don't like prequels. 'Cause I already know Darth Vader. I already know how he became Darth Vader.
Right.
Like, keep telling the story. Like, why go back?
So 1, 2, and 3 of Star Wars you don't like.
They weren't important enough to make the first time. Why did we go back and make them?
Okay.
See, and I didn't.
That makes a lot of sense.
I didn't know that about the Iron Claw until after, because I went to watch it with Gil. Right, I didn't know enough, so to me everything was brand new. So I was like, oh my god.
No, yeah. When you, that's why when I go to the movies, I go to watch something just to be entertained at that moment.
Yeah.
Like, I don't do the series of like The Ring where there's like, I don't even know how many movies there are of it. Or Harry Potter where there's like a bunch of movies and a bunch of books. And Star Wars now where there's like the cartoon and then there's this other thing and then you have to get the book. Like, nah, bro. I want to be entertained for 2 hours, hour and a half, whatever it is.
That's it.
And that's it.
So you don't like prequels, sequels, none of that?
No, not that I don't like them. I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to invest outside work. These 2 hours are yours.
Yeah.
Entertain me. I'm paying you to entertain me. I'm going to get my popcorn. I'm going to get my movie nachos. And I'm going to watch this. I'm gonna have a good time. I'm gonna be entertained. I'm gonna be taken to a new world or whatever it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
But that's it.
And-
Yeah.
And more than likely, the books, because I've read like a book, and then years later the movie comes out, and it's never the same.
Yeah.
It's never
always
as
happens.
good.
Well, the books have more detail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there's 200 or 300 pages in the book, and you can get into a lot of detail, and you can't do that in a movie, you know?
Yeah.
That's what sucks. But again, you know, I mean, yeah.
And that's where I thought about the Iron Claw, because again, I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know, like, you know, I got there and I just sat down. But as I was watching the movie, I have this really bad habit of, like, anytime I'm watching a movie, I Google stuff.
It's my fault. I think I did that too because of the podcast.
No, I used to do it before
Oh,
because
okay.
I used to deep dive into, like, where, you know, who made it, where they
Gotcha.
film it, things like that.
You're a nerd.
So I am a nerd. So I went in and I Googled something, and then it told me, right, there was X amount of
Brothers.
siblings, and then I
Yeah.
was like, wait, what? And I'm all counting them, like, on the screen, and I'm like, this doesn't make sense. And then I even, like, went over to Gal, and I was like, is there someone missing? And then, like, he just not that he brushed me off, but he was just like, oh, I don't know. And
I
then
don't know, but you did know.
but yeah, but he did. And then when we got home, we started watching, like, YouTube, like those ones that give you like
The
the
full
real,
story.
like the full story.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I fucking knew it. Like, and that sucks that they didn't include him in the movie.
Do you feel that watching the movie skewed your perception of that story of the Iron Claw and the Von Erichs?
What do you mean skewed it in
Like,
what?
like watching it on the cinematic version of a story, and then listening to it.
Like,
Do you think it like changed your views watching it first, or vice versa?
no, I think it's a pretty impactful story. I think that there was a lot of tragedy in their family and a lot of tragedy in their life. I think the movie did a good job, but it didn't do enough. And then I know that also, like, now, like, which kind of sucks. Well, I mean, I don't know if it sucks or not, but everybody's like, oh, the dad's a monster. The dad's a monster. The dad did this. The dad did that. And then even his own son is like, you know, has come out to say, like, my dad wasn't a monster. Like, we loved him. We still love him. And the things that happened to our family. Like, so I kind of think of that too, in that perspective of, like, dang, the movie really made him out to look like he was, like, the main villain. I don't know. It did a lot of things for the actual story, but skewed it, maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that also happened in that movie Walk the Line of Johnny Cash. And I guess his original wife, the kids had come out afterwards and were like, man, they made our mom look really, like, mean, and, you know, but he did her dirty, you know what I mean? Yeah, I think movies can do that. And then and that's the thing about, like, media, movies, and whatever. They put out a narrative that sometimes is hard to change because that's the first thing people, you know about you or have ever seen about you. So now it's just like, how do you change that?
Right.
And then again, and it's the only narrative they let themselves know.
Yeah.
True.
Because a lot of people won't go home and
Do the research.
do the research
Or
and
look
keep
it up.
looking into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to be entertained.
Right.
Yeah.
What about even the Doors?
Which is okay. It's okay too, you know, definitely.
Even the Doors biopic with Val Kilmer?
I didn't see that.
No?
No.
You gotta watch it. It's really good.
Is it?
And no, it's a really good
it's
movie.
really good.
But the Jim Morrison that Val Kilmer played in that movie was just super over the top. Like, even Robbie Krieger and John Densmore, the bandmates, talk about that movie, and they say it was just totally not Jim. They focused more on the party animal Jim. They said Jim was a poet. Like, this guy was an artist. He wasn't messed up. In the movie, he's like 95% of the time, he's either on a drug, or he's drinking, or he's just completely plastered. And yeah, movies will do that. Now, if you watch that movie without knowing the Doors or listening to the music, you're going to think that right off the bat, Jim Morrison, the rock star, was he just sang really good, and he was an alcoholic. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, narratives that come out and they just suck, stuff like that. But again, that's why personally I just go 2 hours, hour and a half, whatever it may be, entertain, go home, and we're good.
Do you like remakes? What if they remade La Bamba? How would that make you feel?
I don't do remakes.
No?
Nah, because it's not going to be as good.
Right.
Especially if the original was good. Then it's like, man, you really have to do a really, really good job to remake it. But no, I'm not into remakes.
We're in the land of remakes right now.
Because remember, people don't want to risk anything. They don't want to risk their money, and they know that movie originally made a lot of money, and it's gonna at least have the interest of some people to go and see it. So you already have a built-in audience, a little bit of a built-in audience, and hopefully it's good. And then now you get more people wanting to go see it.
Did you watch the new Elvis one?
No.
The recent one?
No.
That one was just
I've heard a lot of crazy stuff. I heard some people were like that it was good, some people that it wasn't. It just depends. I mean, I'm more into like action movies. I like action movies for the most part.
Any good action movies recently?
No, not. No. Oh, you know what? The Equalizer, the newer one that had come out, I've seen it, and it wasn't as good as the original ones. I think this one just got straight to the killing and no story. I think it was just really like quick to just want to
show you action and stimulate you.
It's the same with John Wick. Like that shit was crazy. It was like right off the bat,
nonstop.
Dude.
Yeah.
And I mean, we know he's a shitty actor, but like, give me something. Give me something. Like, and it's crazy. Like every gun had like 150,000 rounds in it, and they're shooting sideways and curving it, and their suits are blocking every other bullet. And I don't know.
That was a wild one. I think I did a binge watch. I can't watch movies with more than 2 films in the series because I just go wild. If I like a series, I'll binge on the whole thing. I'm horrible with that.
Yeah, I'm horrible with that too. Like when which was the one with the dragons? What's it called? The HBO one.
Dragon Tattoo.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Oh,
dude, it was already on the last season. I started watching from season 1, and during the last season, just to catch up, I was binge watching the shit out of that. Boom, on my TV, on my phone.
And they're like an hour, hour 15.
Just to catch up.
How many seasons do they have?
And that was the 8th one, right? The last one was the 8th.
And you watched all of them? Over
the
time span.
Month.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I watched a lot.
That's a great show.
Yeah. And then also with Breaking Bad, I didn't jump
I did that too, dude.
But see, that's the shitty part because they're already on season 4. He's still alive, so he's not dying in all these situations that he's put himself in.
Yeah,
you're like, oh, he gets out of it.
Oh, like you already know.
Yeah, that's why I hate prequels. I already know.
Yeah,
I already know.
The Breaking Bad one was I didn't really. I think it was during the pandemic, and I wanted to pick a show that because I don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wanted to pick a series. I'm not a series person on television. Movies, yes. Film, yes. But on TV series, Breaking Bad was one of the first ones, which was freaking awesome. I didn't watch all the Call Saul and all the other stuff because I just feel like that story didn't need it.
Yeah.
But I also watched what was the murder one? I'm drawing a blank right now.
Oh, Miss Them.
You know which one I'm talking about, right?
Dexter.
Dexter. Oh, that was another one, dude.
For me, Dexter had like a season, maybe 2 at the best. That was it.
Really?
Yeah, I dropped off of it too.
Yeah. It became the same thing over and over. It just, you know what I mean? Some shit just, even like Walking Dead, like, come on, man.
I stopped Walking Dead too.
Like, how many times can you show zombies trying to kill somebody?
Honestly, I watched 4 episodes of Walking Dead and I was done.
Really?
I'm like, this is garbage.
I stopped when they started running.
The zombies?
Because yeah, so I watched a couple seasons, and you can see the transition and like I mean, I'm sure budget wise, right? When they first started, they didn't have the budget they had like mid, way, but the zombies like started evolving like makeup wise, and then now their ability to do things like zombies kind of drag. They're slower. They're supposed to be dead. And by like season 3, they were like running and jumping buildings and I'm like,
but there's different versions of zombies, like the zombies in Day of the Dead or
yeah, but they didn't start out
Dawn
like
of the
that.
Dead. I mean,
Yeah, cool.
They didn't start like that.
I get it, but these are the Walking Dead zombies that you're trying to recreate just because people are dropping off. So now they have to recreate it to make it interesting.
Yeah.
No, bro, just stop it already.
yeah.
That's it.
And even the Dexter that they brought back they disregarded in season 8. They disregarded a whole season and brought him back and brought his son back. That one, it was okay, but I did not just keep the ending how it was.
Same thing with
That was messed up.
Same thing with Sons of Anarchy. You know what I mean? When they went to Ireland, it was over. That's it.
They went to Ireland?
Yeah. Like Fawn said, they jumped the shark, bro.
They went to Ireland? That's funny. How many seasons does that have? Is
They
that a
had
lot?
quite a few.
For them to go to Ireland? That's crazy.
Because his son got kidnapped.
They built a... did they have like a chapter in...
Oh yeah, there's that's the one thing about biker gangs. So they have chapters around the world.
Right.
So yeah, they had one in Ireland.
In Ireland?
And this kid got kidnapped. I don't even remember because as soon as that happened, I'm like, oh yeah, all right, this is done.
And then the spin-off to that was the Mayans run,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Which is still out, I
Yeah.
think now.
They're still making seasons of that?
Yeah.
The Mayans, yeah.
We saw the actor in that one. What's his name? Remember he was at the conference.
Oh, yeah.
Remember he was on the panel.
A girl I went to high school with is on the show.
There you go.
There you go.
Creating opportunities.
There
We
you
got to
go.
get you on the show.
Yeah, I'm down.
Have you ever acted before? Or played a small role or anything like that in Hollywood?
No, not in Hollywood. Well, I mean, I've done like short films and stuff like that, but nothing. We were as K-Roq crew. We were on some like can't remember the name of the movie, but it was like at a skate park or something, and they created a skate park, and they had our tent there and stuff. So we were on set for like a week, and it was me and this one guy because you had to be the same people, And me and this guy Rich, we call him Richie Box Truck, and man, they paid you so good. They paid you good, and then we weren't even because we were still getting paid from K-Roq to be there, because it was branding, and then we got this check in the mail. I was like, oh shit. From the studio because they had to pay you. And so that was pretty cool. But I mean, there was no speaking or nothing, and we were just background.
Would you do, say if somebody, hey, I'm remaking La Bamba, right? And I got this perfect part for you. Would you do it? I'm just trying to see Super Steve in a film.
Yeah, but I don't think La Bamba's a film. I don't think La Bamba's a film.
What would be your idea movie that you would be in?
American Me, bro.
Oh, if they brought out, if they remade American Me?
No remakes.
Well, how would they do that now?
No, I'm just saying, like, if
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. If there was a movie.
Because Blood In, Blood Out, I think, has gotten, like, the majority of the fame now. Out of those two, Blood In and Blood Out.
Did we talk about this the last time?
I don't think so.
I feel like this is a conversation. We asked each other Blood In, Blood Out, or
we might have
American Me.
But I think Blood In, Blood Out is like more like cartoonish, more hokey. The characters are more cartoony. You know what I mean? Popeye, yeah. So I mean, it's cool, and it has its cult following. But it's the Toxic Avenger of like gangster movies. You know what I mean? For those of you who know Toxic Avengers,
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, it's like a B movie.
Oh,
those series.
Have you ever watched Boulevard Nights?
Yeah. Yep.
Have you seen that one?
Yeah.
Puppet from American Me. He's also on Boulevard Nights, and this guy's an actor, a Mexican actor. And he'll be at the Santa Fe Spring Swap Meet selling headshots, photos, and then the DVDs and autographing them there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The Santa Fe Spring Swap Meet, man, don't sleep on it. It has its like it's hood fame. It's hood famous. When I got my name put up on the marquee there, I think that was one of my highlights, bro. To be honest with you,
Really?
because I've been going there since I was a kid. When it
Oh,
was,
that's cool.
When it was La Mirada Swap Meet,
Back then.
and you could still pull up in your car and watch drive-in movies. And then it would be a swap meet on Saturday and Sunday during the day. And now it became Santa Fe Spring Swap Meet. But, Paul Rodriguez has a line when he was talking about it. He goes, hey, man, I'll tell jokes in the back of my truck at the Santa Fe Spring Swap Meet. You know what I mean? Like, it has, everyone knows it, man. Like, hood people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that second Chicano, like.
I almost died there one time at the Santa Fe Spring Swap Meet.
See? She's over there knifing girls up.
No, I got an allergic reaction.
To chicharrones or what?
No, I'm allergic to squash, to calabazas.
Oh, dang.
And we were going to go see a band, my friends and I, and they picked me up from my house. And my dad was, this is when like my allergies first kind of came up. So we didn't really know like cross-contamination, things like that, you know. And my dad was grilling steaks. And he's like, well, I'm gonna grill the calabaza on this side and the steak on this side, so you'll be fine. But he was using the same tongs to flip it. So he gave me my steak, cut it up, and then gave it to me to take on my way to the Santa Fe Spring Swap Meet. So by the time I got there, I was like sweating cold, and I'm like, this is weird. And then I started walking, and I was like huffing and puffing and out of breath. And then I was like, yeah, something's not right. And then I threw up in the trash can, and then I was like, I'm having an allergic reaction.
I thought she was gonna say like I had a border dog there, or the street dogs. Or I had a michi.
No.
I had one of those tostados, you know, that they call chicharrón, but
the
it's the
chicharrón
tostados
one, yeah.
with all the cueritos on it, and I started puking.
I wish it was something like that.
Yeah,
But
It wasn't that cool.
you just sniffed a vegetable and you almost died.
No, I ate the steak. It had vegetable juice on there.
Oh, the
just the vegetable juice. Dude.
smelling it was a different time?
Yeah, that was at the Queen Mary.
Oh, you smelled vegetables and almost died?
Wow, it was a steam. So it was like a Mediterranean like stand. We were at the Queen Mary when they do it like Halloween time. And we had just gotten there, and then we were waiting in line to get into a maze, and one of the stands next to it had these like industrial like grills. So they were grilling on there was zucchini. And the steam and everything it got into, I was breathing it in. I didn't know that that's what they were grilling there. So I was like breathing it in. It was coming into my face, everything. And then that was it.
No zucchinis.
Yeah. I didn't even get to enjoy I didn't even go on one maze, nothing.
Did you leave right away or did you stay?
No, I started feeling sick again the way that I told you. Like that's kind of my symptoms. And then my sister rushed me to like the medical area, and then I have an EpiPen, but I didn't have it on me that time.
Oh.
So then my mom had to drive over and get me, and then
Dang.
So everybody stayed and I left. I was a weenie at home all
Dang.
crying.
Fuck zucchinis, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Seriously.
No kung pao chicken. Earlier today we had Chinese food and she's like, remember nothing with calabaza. I can't get kung pao chicken? Has calabaza in it. Yeah.
Fuck zucchinis, dude.
I can't have zucchinis or apples.
But did
Apples
you
either?
Mm-hmm.
No apples, dude.
Shit.
Surprisingly, there's a lot of products out there
They have apple?
that have apple because it's a natural sweetener.
Yeah. I didn't know that. And then this place by my house, Paul's Place, they have some of the best zucchinis.
I used to eat zucchini fries.
Like
I used to
fried zucchini?
Yeah. Some of the best. You know, you ever had them from Farmer Boys?
Yeah.
They're
I've
huge,
had those.
right?
Those are, yeah.
They're half of that.
Okay.
Farmer Boys is too big.
Okay.
They're half of that.
I
And they
feel
have
like,
a nice crust on them.
I feel like a lot
My
of
mouth got watery.
fried zucchini places that serve fried zucchini, they're huge.
No, this place has a perfect size, bro.
Yeah?
Perfect size.
So they probably cut them in half.
Yeah. Perfect.
Probably.
I used to eat all of that. Apples, zucchinis. My uncle used to work at
Farmer Boys?
No, Chris's Burger. Chris's Burger in Bell. It was kind of famous in that area, like it's, you know. And he used to live with us for a few years, and he used to work at the burger spot. So every time he would come out of work, he would come home and he would bring back like whatever they had left. Supposedly him. I know it wasn't. He just always made us fresh batches and then brought them home.
Yeah.
But he used to bring us like a box and it was like full of fries and full of like zucchinis. And he used to travel on the bus and he used to just like hold the box, the whole bus from like Bell all the way to Paramount.
Nice.
And then we would still get there and they were still like fresh and crunchy and we would eat them at like 11 o'clock at night. So I would eat them like all the time. And then when I turned 18, that's when my allergies hit. And I was like, damn it.
18 with the bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You probably ate so much zucchini
Yeah.
that your
Yeah,
body was
probably.
like, how can we get this woman not to consume so many zucchinis anymore?
Probably.
But isn't it always cool to have that hookup like that?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
a homie that worked, like we had a friend of mine that worked at McDonald's, and he would always, when he got off his shift, a bag full of nuggets and a bag full of fries.
Oh, dude.
Here, guys, it's like,
Yeah.
fuck. Especially when you're like younger.
Yeah.
and
It's
you,
cool.
You don't have that much cash on
Right.
you, you know? And you're like, oh, I can spend this money on something else now. Or we can put it together and get a 40, you know?
I had that. A friend of mine in high school, we were both seniors. I went to a different school at that time, but we grew up with each other, and he was working at Taco Bell, and he would hook it up with Taco Bell and more sauce too.
Dang.
More sauce.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck.
You can't get any better than
My
hooking it up with
neighbor-
the hot sauce, dude.
My neighbor used to work at Frontones right there in Downey. And she used to bring back, they used to like with the dough that was left over, like scraps of the dough, they would roll them in sugar and cinnamon and make like little dough puffs. She would bring that, and then she put me on, which I had never had before until there. They deep fry the pepperonis.
Oh, yeah.
So they put them in the deep fryer,
Yeah.
and then you dip them in ranch. Oh my
Yeah,
god!
pepperoni chips.
Pepperoni chips,
Oh.
exactly.
Mm.
There's a place called Out of the Park Pizza. I think it's in Anaheim, and they do the deep fried pepperoni chips. Fuck,
They're so
they're
good.
so good, so good, so
That's
good.
funny.
So what's going on in the world of
Just living it right now, bro. Nothing.
Michelada Rumble?
Michelada Rumble. We're coming back. So
We're at the beginning of the year now. What's the schedule like for Michelada Rumble?
I think we're gonna come back in May.
May?
May will be our first one. We're trying to put in one beforehand, but we got a few coming this year. I got a couple other little things I'm trying to work on event wise. But that's really about it, man. You know, just doing that right now. Trying to do more art. You know, I was in La Boya and
I
in the
seen
Lodio
that.
last year. And not necessarily just do like art with them, but like just maybe even do my own shows and stuff.
Did you do this?
That's mine.
This is wonderful.
Yeah.
This is wonderful. Go back to it. Put it on the screen. It is really good, dude. I like it.
I always like to think outside the box when I do art. So, and I don't like to stick just to painting, you know? So I like to do different, like I did one, I mean, it's in there somewhere, maybe super far down, but there's a form of art, Japanese art, which is where they do, what's it called? Flower arrangement.
Mm-hmm.
So I did one for an art show of mine. I did a
Oh yeah,
flower
they call it something, right?
Yeah.
Can you look it up to see what they
Yeah.
called it?
Yeah. Let me see if I can.
Did everybody else do the casket coffins like that?
Yeah, so he gives you the piece of wood, so it's all caskets.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, I mean, there was some amazing art. Oh man, there was some beautiful stuff.
I like that one because it there's history behind what you did.
It's called Death of a Community.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There's history behind it, and then it was just an overall great piece because not just the art on top of it, but your
Using their letters and
exactly. Yeah.
No, totally.
Ikebana?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ikebana.
Yeah.
I did a piece, and it's a flower, and then it's so it shows everything from the birth to the blossoming to dying, and then on the bottom of it, it was dead. So I did that at an art show. So I always try to find like different, you know, styles of art and stuff. So before I even tried, I watched a documentary on it just to really grasp it as much as I could. I mean, you can't grasp it just off of a documentary, but I try to grasp it and really go for it. But
Dude, I didn't know you're a
yeah,
artiste, brother.
I've been doing it for a while.
Yeah?
That's cool.
Yeah, painting. Started off painting. Of course, we all start painting, and then just went from there. But actually, photography was my first love. I wanted to become a photographer as a young man. There it is, right there. You passed it, right there. Bam.
Oh, right here.
Yeah,
Whoa.
That's cool.
yeah. So it shows the life. It shows life within that arrangement.
That's cool.
Yeah. So it says the little bud, the bloom, the dying, and then on the bottom right there, that little piece is actually the dead leaves.
Are those coffee beans in the
No,
pot?
it's a little thing, and it's had little black rocks in there, just to really emphasize that itself, as opposed to
Ikebana, the Japanese art of flower arrangement. It's more than simply putting flowers in a container. It is a disciplined art form in which the arrangement is a living thing where nature and humanity are brought together. That's tight, dude. Damn, dude. Do you have any other art galleries coming up?
No, that's what I'm
Submissions?
trying to
Do more of that.
do more of it. Get in there and do some more stuff.
Like what capacity when you say like throwing more art shows?
I used to do art shows. Art shows at different locations. And look, everything I've ever done, like art shows, I used to do comedy shows too. I did I Bet You'll Laugh. I did 2, 3 of them.
Let's do some, dude.
Do you know Sherry Cola?
No.
Well, she's huge now.
Okay.
She's a Korean actress. My stage was the first stage she was on. The way it came about is that K-Roq, I had this crew of people that I worked with, and this guy was like, "Oh, I wanna be a stand-up comedian." Always chirping.
Right.
I'm like, "Yo, bro, I got sick of listening to him." So I went to some of my friends, Josh and Ramon. I said, "Hey, can I do a comedy show here?" They're like, "Yeah, bro." At the Slide Bar in Fullerton. This is when it was still existed. Josh was like, "Here's the date. You can do what you want." I went. I created shirts with their names on it. I got a DJ. I had every single one of them give me a song that they wanted to come out to. I hosted it. I mean, I made this shit like legit. Because I always believe if you can, you should. And I had the means, so why not share that with other people? So my boy Ray, at the time, I was like, I didn't even tell him. I got everything set up, and I said, "Here's the date, here's the time, bring it."
Damn.
I'm tired of hearing you. My boy Matty Boy.
I want to hear you on stage.
A friend of mine named Matty Boy, we call him, artist. "Oh, I want to do an art show. I went to my boy G. I said, "G, let me use your warehouse. I want to do an art show." "Cool, Steve." Set it all up. "Matt, here's your first art show, bro." I did a piece. I got a bunch of people to come out. We had DJ the whole nine. And then we started doing, we had a collective called Art Soup. And we just started doing a bunch of different shows, man. And it was cool. It was fun. But I always did things because I see people that might not have the means, and not just like financially, but like just knowing people, or being able to have opportunities. Because like I said, my boy had a warehouse, so we did our first art show. My friends over here run a bar, and we were able to do a couple of different, comedy shows. So when you have that at your disposal, but you're not using it, you're wasting it, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Why not make someone else's dreams come true?
I agree, dude. You're my hero, Steve.
No.
You're my hero.
No. Let me be an example.
You're a great example, though.
Let me be an example.
I
You're
like
your own
that.
hero, bro. You're your own hero.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate that, dude.
Yeah, you're your own hero, man. You got it. And you're living it, man. You won that contest. Look at you. After you win that contest, bro, all I do is see you everywhere. I'm not saying that contest
right.
made you.
No, I know.
I'm just saying, like, after that,
But that win fueled. I think that's what it was.
maybe. But I'm just saying, like, I see you here, I see you there. And then when I saw you at my friend Stephanie, she was like, "What? This was in Fullerton?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like I've just seen you, and that's what it takes, man.
Yeah.
That's what it takes. It
It's the
takes you to
grind.
go outside of your comfort zone, outside of your box, outside of your area, and just go out there and do what you love to do around the people that love what you do.
There you go. Quoted. Right there.
That's it.
That's it, man.
Mic drop.
Mic drop. Super Steve Flores. Thanks for coming out and doing
Thank
the
you.
podcast, man. Tell us where we can find you and what you have coming up.
At Super Steve Flores on Instagram. That's about it. You know what I'm saying? Check me out there, and that usually shows what I'm about to do or what I'm doing. And then at Michelada Rumble, MichelaRumble.com for our shows that are going to be coming up, and at the West Coast Poplock podcast.
There we go. All the links to Super Steve Flores stuff will be down in the show description. If you're listening to it on Spotify, everything is clickable. And if you are watching on YouTube, go down to the show description and click everything. Remember, I'm doing a show January 19th. Come out, support North Hollywood. The link is in the show description. Amber, do we have anything else?
No, not yet.
We have a lot of cool events coming up
Yeah.
for February. I am super excited. We're working very hard to bring some awesome stuff to the community, to this podcast, to everything. So watch out for it. Keep watching, keep listening. We appreciate your support. What was that?
I said keep your calendars open.
Keep your calendars open because we are coming for you. Calendar people. I'm your calendar girl. 2020.
What month are you?
August 2025. I wanna do a calendar.
Bikini?
Possibly.
All right.
Possibly.
That's the only way to do one.
Bikini?
Bikini.
Yeah. Dude, we got to talk about it because we got to do something. I love art shows. I love throwing stuff. We got to work together on creating something
Let's do it.
super awesome, dude. I feel that if you don't see a lot of what you want to see, do it.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
That's it. What else do we got? That's it. Dude, that was fun. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Peace.
The Mind Buzz Podcast.